Hello everyone, my name is Reeves, and this is what I've been doing for the past couple weeks. So I hope you guys enjoy, and if you enjoy it a lot, I may do more stuff like this, but a little more prepared for this. I made a script for this, I wrote it down, and read it all, and this did take a while, even though it looks like a day's work. So yeah, I hope you enjoy, and you get to listen to all of my hard work. So, as always, goodbye, and listen to the presentation until it's over. Hello everyone, my name is Reeves, and this video is different from my other videos. But today I thought I would make a script, and instead of me just talking, I'm going to animate this, so I hope you enjoy. Anyway guys, welcome to this video that I think many people might agree with this list. But this is only my opinion and mine alone. And we will have one weapon from the 9 classes in tf2. But before we begin, I'm not hating on anyone who uses these weapons. I'm just doing this for fun. So, let's get on with it. For number 9, we have a weapon that a scout teams up with a pyro. And isn't that just useful? But all it does is kill burning players quicker than other weapons, and giving you 25 plus damage resistant from fire while making this weapon active, which is good against countering pyros, but it deals 25 less damage, which isn't the best option. There's just more better options like the fish or the candy cane. Now, if it set players on fire, that would have been better, but it's just not a good weapon overall. This slow firing gun is strange to be in a class full of mobility and damage given. With a small clip size, and it doesn't do much damage to buildings, but unlike the reverse shooter or banner, it's the NG's annoying mini sentry, but only for one class to enjoy. But it can't be deflected, so it must be good. Except this is only pistol, and a bad one, cause of all of his secondary weapons, all of them can't be deflected. So AFK and snipers have the misfortune to deal with this thing which shoots slower than molasses. Well, it's not very hard to find a bad pyro weapon, but I love the pyro, and this weapon looks so cool. I mean, it looks like it was forged by great demon dwarfs with hellfire and obsidian hammers, but it sucks. It lights aim on fire and does 20% less damage, which ruins a really cool looking weapon, but and there's better ways of lighting people on fire. Like, you know, all of Pyro's weapons do a much better job at far range. So, this weapon is pretty pointless. It only really would be useful in medieval mode, but health packs drop in medieval mode. So it's really not that good after all. I mean, heck, maybe if it would have possibly done a little extra, like fire resistance, or just something to really make this thing stand out. It's just pretty much what the sun on a stick should have been, but given to the pyro. So pretty much this weapon was given to the wrong class in general. this is a Demo Knight only weapon because of the minus 80% max ammo for your primary and secondary explosive weaponry. And if you see a Demo Man with this, just always assume it has a full meter at all times. And, well, as fun and addicting as Demo Knight is, because you get to wave a sword around like an idiot, his other melee weapons do so much better of a job, pretty much. Just like the life-restoring katana, or any of his other swords. Heck, even the bottle or the caber. But the caber explodes. Except this thing just apparently eats your ammo instead of doing anything else more useful. Well, the heavy is the slowest class in the game, but even slower with these things on him, with a 100% slower switch speed. This just makes him even more slow. And you'd think a guy that carries at least a couple miniguns every day, you think he'd be able to carry fists that are a little bigger than his hands. But, nope. In sakes, the only way I would see this really being useful would be, well, with the stake, for the meme of the stake train, but it's just not worth it. But this weapon just has the one thing that just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. For some odd reason, this weapon pretty much makes Scouts your Grim Reaper. I just don't understand why giant fists make you being hit with melee worse. But yeah, and also you don't get a lot of heals from medics, so pretty much it's not that bad. Maybe if it would have granted more, you know, against projectiles and not have the melee, but no, this thing is pretty dang useless. The Engineer is another one of my favorite classes. With his sentries and southern accent and bullcrap weaponry, you'd think a gun that deletes rockets and grenades would be useful. But there's one withdraw to this gun. All it does, and this is before the update, it was good, all it did was melee range. A freaking melee range. It's a taser. Short circuit equals taser. It just wasn't useful. I never understood it. But rockets and grenades would be a problem, but maybe if you could delete pretty much anything, like bullets, which would pretty much make the Engineer with this thing a good defender against other sentries, because they could just equip this and just wreck the sentry. But it's just so hard to use this thing. There's rarely any times you really need to do it, because it just encourages a playstyle of Engineer that's just not really fun. It's just, yeah, it's not good. Turtling, if you like turtling, good for you, but this just sucks. So, in my opinion, this gun just needs a freaking upgrade. Well, a class that some people love to play as, and some people don't love to play medic. But we can all agree this is a pretty bad melee weapon for him. If it would have had just no bad stats and just showed the enemy health, that wouldn't really have been overpowered. That could have been maybe used for ambushes, but it decreases your fire rate speed. Why would anyone ever want to have Mercy in tf2? Yeah, you know that Overwatch character with the gun that's pretty much as powerful as dead mosquitoes? And we are not talking about zombies, we are talking about on the ground mosquitoes. Just why? All it does is show enemies' health. Seriously. Nobody wants that piece of gun crap Mercy has. Sure, she brings people back to life, but if you just have a class that just sucks all around, it sucks. And the medic, even though this weapon just isn't really made for him, maybe if this weapon was for Scout, well, then that'd be funny. Then it'd be a little better. Do no harm? What does the Scout not do? It's do no harm. But if this was just better, I could see this getting into a lot of memes. Well, this SM dump is the other choice in a COD loadout, and this piece of crap isn't as good as default, with some dumb stats like a 20% less clip size. You wouldn't think it would be as bad, but with a 25% less fire rating speed, which makes this a bad choice. Even the Sydney Sleeper is kind of worthless, but it's helpful with heavies. And this is just a Durati gun, but unlike the Durati gun, this gives mini crits only to you for 8 seconds, where the Durati that can be thrown and splattered can hit multiple targets, and you get mini crits on them for 10 seconds. Pretty much this is just not as useful. Now it does have one little redeeming trait, in that if you happen to get some hits with this, fill up a crikey meter, you get mini crits, which wouldn't be so bad if it was so hard to fill them in the first place. And it wouldn't have been so bad if it didn't have to be used with this gun. Maybe you could just have this gun on standby, and you would always get crits with melees, but no. That's why this thing is just so bad. But it's not as bad as number 1. Now, before I read the script, just note, I am not hating on anyone who uses this gun, but I just don't like it. In my internal opinion, I don't like it. Okay, this weapon has a lot of downsides, but it can headshot. But I can't seem to use it, because I kinda suck at shooting. Also, the stat says the accuracy decreases after an instantaneous shot. Has a cool down during which this gun apparently never crits, which you wouldn't think be so bad. But if it can headshot, I think that means it can crit. But with 25 less damage penalty, which I guess would be pretty good, but you take more damage with this thing. Wah. Has a 20% lowering fire rate speed for you to play Sniper, and it's a good weapon for flanking, or if you just got discovered, you may possibly kill or at least injure some people before you die. But there's better choices, like the Diamondback, which pretty much you get crits for spy. So that's not really well balanced. But no one really seems to know that that's the really good spy weapon. The Ambassador is just not really good, and for some reason people are either in a love or hate for this gun, and I don't see why people think about that gun. It's just a gun for a spy, which makes a rage-giving class into a more rage-giving class. So, yeah. This gun in my eyes is just the worst of them all. Did you agree with my list? Or do you have some disagrees with my list? Tell me in the comments below what you thought about my list. Or what do you think I missed on my list? Anyway, guys, like, comment, and subscribe for more. And also, you can leave the comments below. You think I should possibly make another one of these? I'm probably gonna do it a little differently, but this is the first time I've ever made a video without any gameplay. Well, that's not true, but the first video I ever made without gameplay that had pictures. Pretty much this was like the talk, except with pictures and colors. And I just kind of wanted to see if people just liked me talking. That was that experiment of the video. If maybe people liked my voice, well then I'd continue. But I guess it was more like for the humor. Yeah. But anyway, guys, that's all the time we have for. And as always, goodbye.